Hey there travelers, welcome back. I'm Courtney for Breakaway on a Budget, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Spirit Airlines baggage policy. Now, if you've ever flown Spirit, you know that they are very finicky with their baggage policy. Your personal item, your carry-on item, and your checked luggage all fall under different rules than the major airlines that you're probably used to flying. I have been flying Spirit almost exclusively for more than 10 years now, almost 15 at this point. So I can fairly say that I'm become quite an expert on their baggage policy. If you're new to flying with Spirit, or if you're just an occasional flyer, or you're still confused about their baggage policy, this video is going to be for you. If you're flying with anyone that's new to Spirit, make sure you send them this video, share this video with them so they don't make the same mistakes that I've made, and they're very costly. So let's hope you don't make these same mistakes. So quickly, what is Spirit Airlines? So Spirit Airlines is an ultra low budget airline with an a la carte menu. So when I say it's an a la carte menu, that means that you pay for each additional add-on. Now you may think this add-on is an upgrade for a drink if you're not used to flying them, but no. When you purchase your ticket, you have some seat on the plane. If you want to pay money and pick your own seat, you can. And you get included a personal item. That is it. If you want to carry on, which goes above your head in the luggage compartment, that is going to be an extra cost. If you want to put a bag underneath the plane and check your bag, that is also an extra cost. So let's run down what exactly each of these bags are, what the measurements are, what people get so confused about, and some ways that you can save some money on this. So like I said in the beginning, Spirit Airlines, when you purchase a ticket from them, it includes a personal item. Now this can be a small backpack, a purse, a laptop bag, etc. This must fit in the sizers that are 18 inches by 14 inches by 8 inches. Now Spirit does allow a little bit of wiggle room. If you are used to flying on Frontier, which is another budget airline, they do not have any wiggle room in their luggage. So let's talk about the carry-on bags. Now, a carry-on bag is what you're going to put in the overhead compartment. This is what is overhead of your seats on the airplane. This does incur a cost. For some reason, this is the most expensive bag that Spirit Airlines charges you for. It is cheaper to check a bag underneath the plane than it is to take a carry-on bag. Now, remember when we said in the beginning, a personal item, which is that 18 by 14 by 8, and I gave you all these examples that I use, that is free. That is included with your ticket purchase with Spirit. A carry-on is not. Now, if you're used to the major airlines like United, American, Delta, Southwest, which is in its own category with luggage, usually your fare includes a personal item and a carry-on. This is not the case at all with Spirit. In really no circumstances are you entitled to a free carry-on unless you are flying them constantly and you're on their gold level of their Spirit Rewards program. We're not even going to get into that. So with that, we're just going to stick to the basics here. A carry-on bag can cost you more than your ticket. I know that's hard to believe, but they are very a la carte and they are the cheapest way to get from place A to B. And that is it. They are not going to be the cheapest when you start piling on the baggage fees, the seat fee, anything else you want to pay for. You might want to check other airlines. But back to your carry-on. So I'm reading from their website, just so I don't get it wrong. The carry-on size, as of August 29th, when I'm filming, 2023, you have to have a maximum dimensions of 22 inches by 18 inches by 10 inches. If you want that in centimeters, it's 56 centimeters by 46 centimeters by 25 centimeters. Now, these dimensions are the same if you're flying domestically in the United States or internationally, because Spirit does fly a few international places. So if you do have a carry-on, or if your personal item is just too big, this is what is going to happen to you. You are either going to book your airfare at the airport, and why you should do this is I have this other video, how I booked $20 one-way airfare. It's still possible to get. It's very hard to get right now. But when you book a bag at the airport, it doesn't matter if you're there to book your flight or if you're there at the gate or if you're checking in, it is close to $100. So make sure you book a carry-on if you're going to book one before. So if you're booking online, this is going to be the cheapest time to add luggage. So if you cannot go to the airport to book your airfare, it's just the savings aren't enough, you don't live close enough, parking is too much, gas, you don't have time, etc. Whatever your reason is perfectly fine. But if you are someone that does book online, there is a savings built in when you book your bags, when you book your ticket. This is the cheapest time to add bags, is when you're booking your ticket. Now, you can also go back in after, say, you've booked at the airport. You can come home, get on your reservation, and add on bags. You do not need to add on personal item. That is included. If you need to add on a carry-on and pay for it, add on a checked bag and pay for it, this is the second cheapest time to do this. So you went to the airport or you've booked online, but you didn't know if you're taking luggage or not. You're gonna do this at least 24 hours before your check-in time for your flight. So a couple days before your flight, you decide that you're gonna take a carry-on. You need to add that pretty much immediately because the price does go up within 24 hours of your check-in window. That is going to be your third cheapest option with your luggage, is to add it when you're checking in for your reservation. I don't recommend this because it will be very expensive. And the last time is at the airport. This is also super expensive. So make sure you're not doing this. Make sure you're not waiting. Either you're adding them to your reservation a few days before your flight, at least, or as soon as you book your flight, you're adding them with your booking, just not at the airport. Now, if you wanted to grab the takeoff luggage with the expander, you can open up the expander and leave the wheels on, and this does fit in the carry-on sizer. Or you could also, they have a carry-on size from Underseat Pro. I think they still have that in stock, but they will not be restocking that because it was not that great of a seller. But it is just like the personal item, and it is very nice, very rugged. I've taken this on a few flights myself. It's just really hard to justify spending over $100 round trip to take a carry-on bag when I myself can pack most things into my personal item and not have to pay for that bag. And I'm paying $30 one way for a ticket. So it has to justify what you need and what you're planning on. So the third type of baggage that we're gonna talk about is your checked baggage. Now, if you're new to flying, I know all these terms are a little confusing, so I'm gonna go over what a checked bag is really quickly. So the checked bag is what most people bring. That's that very large suitcase that you're gonna wheel up to the counter and check before you go through security. This is what goes underneath the plane, in the belly of the plane. This is what you see all those people on the tarmac loading and tossing into the belly of the plane. Now, again, if you are used to flying other airlines, the larger airlines, they usually have a 50-pound weight limit. And recently, Allegiant has upgraded to a 50-pound weight limit. Spirit Airlines currently, as of today, and I'm reading this from their website, you are only allowed a 40-pound maximum weight. So honestly, you want to have a luggage scale at home. I have a pretty cheap one I grabbed from Amazon. I'll put a link down below to everything that I'm talking about so you can grab one if you need it. I don't care which one you get, just make sure you grab one of these if you're checking bags. And you want to pack your bags to the point that you are a few pounds under that 40-pound weight limit. Because you don't know how sensitive the scales are with the home scales versus the scales at the airport. Now, at least at my local airport, you can weigh your bag before you go up to the counter. They do have luggage scales and kiosks that you can check yourself into. So double check before you go up to the counter. Now, let's say, I feel like this is slightly cheating, but let's say that you get up to the counter and your bag is 40.5 pounds. Well, guess what? That is not overweight. Overweight starts at 41 pounds. So that's a slight gray area that you can try to shoot for, but don't, take the risk on there and be the person that has to unload your bag at the counter. I've been there, it's embarrassing. Just don't do that. Now, there is a size requirement for the checked luggage, but honestly, I've really never seen anyone check the measurements on a bag. So they have to add up to 62 linear inches. Now, if you're not sure how to calculate linear inches, you just take the length plus the width plus the height. So you just take those three measurements, add them together. If they add up to 62 or less, you're perfectly fine. Again, I've never had anyone actually check that, so just be careful. You don't want to get too big of a bag just for the sheer fact that it's going to add more weight. And you are having a precious few pounds, those 40 pounds, and it's really easy to go over the threshold of 40 pounds. Believe me, we've done it multiple times. So make sure you're getting some of the lightest luggage you can find, but also the most durable luggage that you can find. It's a very hard balance. Somewhere between 5 and 8 pounds is the ideal weight for me, because you then add all your liquids like your shampoo, your conditioner, your body wash, your toothpaste. If you're taking large bottles of those add up very fast. So if you're overweight, try reducing the size of those items first. Shoes, that's the second thing that weighs pretty heavy. So if you want to take shoes in your personal item, switch those out so you don't have to pay any overage fees. So we're not done yet. We have some special circumstances with bags that we need to talk about now. So the first special circumstance is if you are part of the Spirit Saver Club. Now, this is a paid membership. It is a yearly membership. I believe it's $70 a year. The last time I checked, don't quote me on that. But with this, you do get discounted flights and you do get discounted bags, discounted seats. So you do have a special savings. If you are planning on taking luggage and flying a couple times, the savings may add up for you. This is definitely something you're gonna have to investigate yourself to see if the Saver Club will be worth spending the money for the year, and if you're going to take enough luggage, or you want to pay for seats, or you're going to be booking online and you have those special saver rates that you can book for your flight, that's going to be cheaper than the regular rate or going to the airport. There are also some restrictions with some of the international destinations, and I'm going to read this right from the website for you. If you are flying from South America, Lima, Peru, in and out, these restrictions apply all year. You can have one paid checked item per guest. Additional checked items you can take if they have the space. So if you do take an extra checked bag, they may not let you check that. I've never flown internationally with Spirit, so I cannot comment on if that's happened to people or not. If you have, let me know if something has been wonky with you flying internationally. Overweight items may not exceed the maximum limit of 100 pounds, which is 45 kilograms, and are subject to overweight baggage charges beginning at 41 pounds. So that's pretty much the same thing with overweight bags. You don't want to go over 40 pounds. Oversized items cannot exceed 80 linear inches or 203 centimeters. They do have a few exceptions to this rule, like sporting equipment, but I would definitely be checking with Spirit or the agents at the airport before you plan on flying with something like that. Through December 1st to January 10th, items that are 80 linear inches will not be accepted. So if you have an item that's more than 80 linear inches and you're flying between December 1st and January 10th, which is around the Christmas season, you will not be allowed to take that. So this is flying in and out of Lima, Peru in South America. Also, for South America, through Colombia and Ecuador all year, and additional restrictions from December 1st to January 10th. You will only be allowed to have one paid checked item. Now remember, checked item is anything under the plane. Additional checked items or on a first come first serve basis. So again, with Lima, Peru, and Colombia and Ecuador, if you take 2 items to check, they may not permit you to take 2 items. All other international destinations, this is a restriction from December 1st to January 10th, and it looks like it's every year. So December 1st through January 10th, you are allowed one paid checked item. So the same with everywhere else. So it's the same with Lima, Peru, Colombia, and Ecuador. Additional checked items are first come, first serve. They may have a lot of checked luggage from those destinations, to and from those destinations. So you want to make sure that you're packing in just one checked bag. Overweight is still the same, 41 pounds, 18 kilograms. Oversized items cannot be bigger than 80 linear inches, 203 centimeters in overall dimensions, and oversized baggage charges beginning at 63 linear inches. Those are really the only restrictions for the bags other than what we've already went over. So 2 more exceptions to the rule of the one personal item and the one carry-on bag that you were allowed to take on, meaning the carry-on that you paid for and the personal item that is free with your ticket. If you are traveling with an infant being anyone under the age of 2 years old, under 24 months, once the child has turned 2, aka 24 months, you can't push that. Once your child's 24 months, you must purchase a seat for them. But any child under the age of 2 and over 7 days old can be a lap child. That means they do not get a seat. They will be sitting on your lap the whole time. They are allowed to have a diaper bag with them. So you can have your personal item, you can take your paid carry-on, and you can take a diaper bag for free. Now, I've never been asked to look inside of a diaper bag, but make sure what you have in there is things for the child, like clothes or food or entertainment for them, etc. Because you don't want to be charged for another bag at the gate. That's a $100 fee you don't want to pay. So in addition to having a child and taking a diaper bag, if they're over the age of 24 months, if your child's over the age of 24 months, then you must purchase a seat for them. Now, when you purchase a seat for them, this again includes a personal item. So their ticket includes a personal item. So this could be the diaper bag, this could be your bigger personal item, however you want to construe that. But make sure you are following the rules of Spirit. This information is coming straight from their website today. So make sure you're getting on the website or you're asking Spirit through their Facebook page. They're great with their messenger. Make sure you ask them before you get to the airport. That way you're not having a huge hassle. Now, the last item that you can get on without it counting towards your personal item and carry-on allotment is a medical device. I know there are some people that have a CPAP machine. My husband has a CPAP and he does get to take that on for free. Now, this last time he flew a month ago down to Florida in Latrobe, in the tiny little airport that we fly out of in Pennsylvania. They did kind of hassle him with his medical device. So in their defense, he does take a long extension cord. This is what he takes with him, and he shoves this on the outside of his bag. So obviously this is going to poke out and it's going to look kind of weird, like it's not supposed to be there. So in his CPAP carry machine, so with his CPAP bag with the carry handle and everything, this is not going to look like it belongs. So the ladies at the desk did stop him and ask what was in the bag. So he did explain that it was his CPAP, and they expressed concern that, you know, this is sticking out. Like, what is that? Is that the only thing you have in there? So he just explained to them that, you know, when we go to hotels, sometimes the outlets aren't very convenient for him, for his CPAP. So he does take this with him, or if we're going on a cruise and there's only one outlet in the entire cabin, which drives me insane, we take this so we have room to actually be able to use the CPAP. Not we. Hey, not me. He has room to use the CPAP and maneuver to the bed or whatever side of the bed that he prefers. So they did ask about this. He did just tell them, you know, this is what he has in here. He can take it out and show them. So they were fine with that. But just be aware that if you are taking a CPAP or a medical device on board, that you may be subject to a search, so they can make sure you're just taking that bag. Now, I will say, I think my husband's had this CPAP for, I don't know, more than 5 years at least. And this is the first time he's ever gotten stopped or asked about it. So just be on the lookout. And if you have something sticking out and it looks kind of weird, just be prepared for them to stop you and just be very nice about it and just show them or just say, yes, I just have this cord in there so I can get some extra room and some extra extension. Now, if you're looking for ways to save on travel, usually people that fly Spirit are looking for ways to save because they are a low budget airline. I do have plenty of packing videos that show you how I personally pack and how the packing style I use that works best for me with the luggage that I've suggested, how that works best for me and how I can save money by just taking a personal item. Now, this also includes doing laundry if we're somewhere for a week or more. So I will take laundry sheets with me and dryer sheets. Laundry sheets, that's the laundry detergent that you use in the washer, and it does not count as a liquid, so you don't have to worry about it being in that 311 rule with the TSA security. The dryer sheets, obviously, dryer sheets or the wool balls that some people use in their dryer, you can take those as well. But again, I have all the videos linked below for you guys to see, or you can go to my profile and see all the videos I have. Not a lot, but I have some, so hopefully they help somebody out there to save some money. So we've gotten through a ton of information in this video. So what else could there possibly be? Well, there is a perk to booking a carry-on bag. So if you like to be on the plane first and you don't want to pay for shortcut boarding. So if you like to be on the plane first, booking a carry-on actually works to your advantage. If you book a carry-on, you will be in zone 1 automatically. This is how Spirit checks for people that have a carry-on item that they have not paid for yet. If you're anything other than zone 1, they will definitely zero in on that carry-on if you're zone 4. So if you also have the Spirit MasterCard, this does upgrade you to zone 2 boarding if you book your ticket with the Spirit MasterCard. A way to get around that is if you are taking a carry-on, you will be in zone 1. Zone 1 means you have a carry-on, so everybody that has carry-ons will be on the plane first. You have that zone 1 boarding group, you're there right after pre-boarding, and that's how they determine if someone has an item that they're trying to sneak on and they haven't paid for it. So if you're zone 2, 3, or 4, then if you have 2 bags or an oversized bag, they're gonna watch a little bit more closely and they're gonna check you out a little bit more. I have been eyeballed multiple times when we've had gate checked items that I've had to just raise up and show, like I have the gate check bag, it's just a car seat or a booster seat or a stroller or something, that no, I'm not trying to sneak on a carry-on. So I guess that is more of a tip or a perk while you're paying all that money for a carry-on bag. Whew. Take a breath with me. I am 6 months pregnant, so I get winded easy. So let's just take a breath. We went over a lot of information. I will try to add chapters on the bottom so you can just click through and revisit any section you need to. So let's just do a quick overview and make sure we didn't miss anything. Spirit Airlines, you book a ticket, you get a personal item. That personal item is included in the cost of your ticket. The personal item must be 18 inches by 14 inches by 8 inches. That is going to be very scrutinized. Unless you're paying for a carry-on, they don't scrutinize as much since you already paid for a bag. However, if you're taking a personal item, be prepared to be scrutinized by the gate agents. You will be asked to size it. Just smile, be nice. They've been there, they've dealt with people all day long. If you've never worked in customer service, sometimes it's not the greatest. So that's what you get. And just quickly, we'll say, what is not included with your ticket? You do not get a carry-on. That is more money. You do not get a checked bag. That is more money. You do not get to select your seat. That is more money. You do not get free food and snack on the plane. That is more money. Everything is more money with Spirit. That's why they are a low cost carrier. They do an a la carte menu. They have everything unbundled, so you don't pay for what you don't want. Next, the personal item is what goes under the seat in front of you. I forgot to make this clear before. That personal item is what is going to go underneath the seat in front of you. Don't try and shove that under your seat. There's going to be a bar there, and that's where the person behind you is putting their bag. Put it at your feet and slide it under. That's your personal item. Carry-ons. Carry-on, not free. You're going to be paying $50 or more one way for this bag. This is what goes overhead in the overhead bins. This is what you're gonna put away. You're not really gonna need anything from there, from the flight. You're gonna leave it up there. Grab it when it's your turn to exit the plane. Again, this is cost extra money. Each way you fly, you have to pay for this bag. This does upgrade you to Zone 1 boarding. So if you like to be first on the plane, this may be an incentive for you. Or it may just be a perk. Checked baggage. Checked baggage is what you check at the counter before you go through security. This has to be 40 pounds or less. Get a weight, or if you have a scale at home, get on your scale, record your weight, pick up your bag, record that weight with you, with the bag on the scale, subtract the two, and that's gonna be how heavy the bag is. It's not rocket science, it's not the best way to do it, but it's a good ballpark idea for you. So that is just a quick overview of the baggage, some restrictions. You have a couple international restrictions, especially around the Christmas time, and you have some exceptions to the rule where you can take extra luggage with you, such as flying with a child younger than 24 months, or you have a medical device. So I hope this helped you, and hopefully I can get some more videos out before this little guy pops out here. So we'll see you next time, travelers. Hopefully I helped you break away on a budget.